Many of you may not know this, but I do stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Big Geekdom 101, where we do classic video games from the past as well as some new ones too. Twitch.tv/Big Geekdom 101. Give me a follow and we'll have a good time. We're going to go through this one pretty quickly. So, a few months ago, I think in July, V-Jump magazine published a little excerpt here, a little blurb on the magazine, and it discussed how it was heavily implied that Goku did Kaioken Blue in this scene. And in the blurb, it talked about how Goku has learned how to use Kaioken to increase his Super Saiyan Blue power, which he definitely did in the anime. But in the manga, when this panel popped up, I remember I did a video on this and I talked about how I did not know that this was Kaioken. I mean, obviously the manga's in black and white, so it's hard to really tell the textures of the colors a lot of the times, and I wasn't sure it was Kaioken. But when this popped up from V-Jump, they basically implied that this was Kaioken. And there was some translation confusion there because we had a couple different translators say different things. And, you know, one said that it definitely is Kaioken. The other one said that it's kind of similar to Kaioken. And then we had that whole thing about, oh, is this Kaioken or not? And it became a bit of a debate. Well, to add more confusion to this confusing debate, the full color Dragon Ball Super manga has been coming out, and the latest full color volume, we have that scene now in color, and Goku is indeed not using the Kaioken. As you can see, his aura is blue, so he's just powering up his Super Saiyan Blue power. I'm a bit confused by this, if I'm being honest, because the original V-Jump magazine really, like the original blurb, heavily implied this was Kaioken Blue. It even said Kaioken right above the panel. So one would read that and say, okay, it's Kaioken. I didn't know that. I just went with it. Like, you know, fine. But now that the full color's out and it's not Kaioken, my question is, did V-Jump screw this up? Or did the people who are coloring the manga screw it up? Because remember, this manga is not being colored by Toriyama or Toyotaro. It's being colored by Shueisha. We don't really know who, but it's somebody in Shueisha. So this kind of goes to show you guys to always remember. And again, I have no answer for you as far as what happened here because I don't know. I don't have access to that office. But it just goes to show you guys that sometimes V-Jump will publish a story, and what V-Jump says will contradict statements in the manga and anime. Like, for example, the most recent one before this was when they said that Vegito and Gogeta were equal trump cards. Now, obviously, that somewhat contradicts what the Elder Kai said in the original manga about the power of Potara, but nonetheless, it was in V-Jump. So, you have to remember, V-Jump articles and things like that in the past have always been a little bit weird. They've had, like, even in the 90s when Z was on the air, they've had, like, weird power level ratings that don't match up with the series. They've had statements made that were not from Toriyama. So they take creative liberties when it comes to Dragon Ball, so please be aware of that as well. I feel like in this particular example, it could just be that they put that text in the wrong area, or they didn't think that it implied Kaioken, but obviously it did, especially in the article discussing it. So I wanted to make this short video to kind of show you guys that this is indeed not Kaioken Blue, but we thought it, well, I mean, I thought it wasn't at first. Then after the article, I was like, okay, well, it is Kaioken Blue, fine. But now I guess it's not. Very confusing, but I wanted to get this information out there just because I think it's worthy of a video. And so far, based on this, we know that, again, based on V-Jump, that Goku does know how to do Kaioken on top of Blue in the manga continuity. In the anime, we saw it, but we haven't actually seen him use Kaioken Blue in the manga yet, but he can do it. So, same thing with Vegeta doing Blue Evolution. Like, we actually saw Vegeta do Blue Evolution in the manga. Some folks say that he didn't do it, but he definitely did. And when I get to the transformation guides on those forms, it's gonna be a pain to put that video together, but I will do it for you guys because, you know, it's confusing. And this is why I've been holding off on doing the transformation guides for Super, because there's always new information coming out, even now, in between, like, you know, Super being on the air and not being on the air, and it's like, you know, a little bit confusing. So I want to make sure I get you the correct information. So just giving you this information here, do what you want with it. Again, Japan being very confusing, but based on this, it was indeed not Kaioken Blue as they had kind of made us believe. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. And remember, tomorrow, the Mystery of Yamoshi video drops on the channel. That one's heavily researched, and I think you'll enjoy it. everything you ever wanted to know about Yamoshi tomorrow on Geekdom 101. Have a great one. Take care of yourself.